I'm pretty sure that everybody watching this too will be going, wow, thank God. Thank God I'm not alone. Thank God my spirit tutors can come in and tweak my life, tweak me, and get this happening where maybe there's a need for people watching this, or that there's a feeling for them that they want to really maximize their soul potential and their soul expression in this lifetime and their giving in this lifetime. So, oh, sorry, let's start again. It's so funny. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our new podcast, We're Open. My name's Alicia Power, and I am so excited to bring this podcast to you with my darling friend, Claudine Grimwood. We're here to answer your questions. And with that, let's dive in. I just want to also say that if you haven't connected with this podcast before, I'm a long-time spiritual seeker. I've been a spiritual teacher for 40 years. Claudine is near the beginning of her spiritual development journey, and that's why the conversations are so interesting. So thank you.
From two different perspectives.
Claudine, thank you for coming. Hello.
Thank you for having me again. Looking forward to our chat.
Yes. All right. So what's our first question from our viewers?
I've got a really good question, and I've got a little quote to go with it. So this question is from Jenny. Thank you, Jenny. Is helping another every day the most important thing as a person that we can do? So that's coming from Jenny.
That's really interesting.
And I've got a little quote just to start the chat off. So helping one person might not change the whole world, but it could change the world for one person. And that comes from Buddhism.
Right.
So
I love that.
Nice little compliment to Jenny's question there. All about helping. Are we here to help other people?
Yes. So what response would you like to give to start with?
Well, I think the obvious answer is, well, for me and a lot of spiritual people, and hopefully a lot of people out there, it is. We are here to help others. It'd be a bit of a sad world if we were all just thinking of ourselves. And I think we're not meant to stand alone. And if you look at most successful people out there, they've all had a mentor or a help of some sort. So, and I think it's just if we can make a change in someone else's life, that's also a gift to us.
It is such a gift to us. What a great point that is, Claudine. I just want to say really honestly, and especially that final thing that you said, that it's a gift to us, that when we love, when we give, when we contribute to somebody else, it is, yeah. You feel the joy. I think from my point of view that the soul feels joy. You know, like when you give, that there's this beautiful sort of flow or movement of energy from you to someone else, like not asking for anything back, just contributing, loving, supporting, and at the same time, there's that feeling of generosity of spirit, open-heartedness.
Yeah, and it's a ripple effect. I think it goes out into the community, out into the collective, and it's a similar idea as the pay it forward movement. I think I was having a chat to you the other day about
you were telling me this story. Tell us the story. What a great story.
Well, my husband and I went. My husband took me for dinner a couple of weeks ago for Valentine's Day. And we had a beautiful meal, and it was quite an expensive restaurant. And after our meal, we went to pay for our meal, and the waiter said that your bill is 000. And we just had a giggle and thought, oh, he's having a joke with us. And he said, no, it's all paid for. And we couldn't work it out. We floated out of the restaurant, and my husband thought that may have been an error, but no one came running after us. And then I thought, oh, okay, it might have been my dad that paid for us. No. So I just immediately thought it was one of those random acts of kindness that we had been on the receiving end of. And it was just a beautiful moment. We had a lot of bills leading up to that day as well. And my husband insisted, no, I really want to take you out for Valentine's Day. And so it just came to us as a beautiful gift.
How did it feel receiving it? How did it feel to you that somebody gave you this gift?
Yeah, and that was a
more than
huge gift.
over hundreds of dollars.
Yes, it was. And I was just we were filled with joy, and for days after, and we kept telling everyone and told our family and friends, and it just fills you with joy. And it's something you'll never forget. And then it makes you want to go and give to others as well.
Wow, so that ripple effect, that amplification.
It
Oh
is,
my
yes.
goodness, it's just so beautiful. I
And
just
it just
love
came
hearing
from
that.
it came from out of nowhere, which makes it
Mm.
even more beautiful. So and we have done that. I have bought coffee for a stranger before, and I've had that happen to me. It doesn't happen all the time, and yeah, it just fills you with joy. And I think the person who gave that, they obviously wanted to spread some love on Valentine's Day, and we were the lucky receivers.
Oh my gosh, honestly, I just quickly want to say that I do a lot of spiritual teaching, and I'm running a lot of workshops and training people in their connection and collaboration with spirit. And I guess I'm sort of delivering a lot of contribution. But that story is a little bit different. I mean, and I just want to sort of segue a little bit to, I live my life doing that contribution. I'm
Yes,
100% in that groove, right? So
yes,
there's not that much part of that. There's not many corners of me that isn't part of that.
very
Like
much so. You're always giving.
I'm really in that sort of mode of learning myself from my own spirit mentors and mentoring a lot of others. And so my whole life has that commitment. But you know, that story that you've just shared, it's about going out of my front door for me and doing something. For example, it's made me feel like doing something for my husband just because I want to feel that joy.
Yes, yeah,
You
it's
know,
very catchy, isn't it? Yes,
it's so it's so catchy. Or I want to just open that space for someone where they get that joy, you know, that sort of amazed joy, because you guys are pretty amazed.
we were. We were speechless. We just, as I said, floated out of the restaurant, and it was just a magical moment. So, and it's not about the monetary factor. The feeling behind it, that someone has wanted to do that.
Exactly. Generosity of spirit, love, just passing the love forward. Oh my gosh. And I just want to quickly say, let's just talk a little bit about you know, is it a human's purpose to contribute to someone, to help someone? And I think it is. I honestly think it is. I think, as we're talking about right now, that one person to another person, giving, loving, contributing. I know all of us, I'm pretty sure all of us do it. Um, in whoever we're interacting with, we're doing our best. A lot of people are in jobs and in employment, and they're doing their best. They're trying to um, give the best they can to the expectations that the employer has, and they're stretching themselves, and they're doing their best. They're doing their job. So I guess most of us try and give in some way, don't you think?
I think we do. Yeah. Sometimes we can get lost in the day-to-day routine, um, but I think, and it can be just little things. It doesn't have to be huge like what we experienced. Um, and just smiling at someone, saying hello.
I totally agree, Claudine.
Yeah.
Right there, I think, is is a tiny thing, and at the same time, it actually could make that person's day, especially at the moment. Let's jump into this topic, where people are isolated with the pandemic, and people are relying on like almost digital connections so much more. I can't imagine so many children are connecting with their teachers and their classmates through Zoom calls, like little children,
Yes.
right? And so the whole planet has had to go virtual and digital, and so if we are somewhere where there's people around, like where we've gone out, maybe out and about, to actually have a real person smile at you and have that connection when we're
Yeah.
out on the street or something, or
Yeah. It's just a simple
that
way of
opportunity.
giving something.
Mm.
Um,
Even more
yeah.
now, I think. Even significant, even
Yes.
more now, I think.
Yes.
And that
Just that
and that
human
human connection, right?
connection. Yeah. And I think that's leading back to Jenny's question, helping someone every day or when we can. That's another way of connecting with people, and it's unconditional, not wanting anything back necessarily. But it is a connection, whether it's helping someone carry their bags or open a door for someone. And it just sort of makes people realise, especially if they may not be in a great place. So it just gives them a spark of joy in their day to know a stranger cares.
To know a stranger cares. And again, at the moment with this pandemic, there's a lot of people feeling that no one cares because they're very isolated,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and let's turn that around a little bit just really quickly, in that when we care for someone, then we get that flow back of the love and of the energy in our own heart. So we get the benefit. So
Exactly. Yes.
when we contribute, and
Yeah.
I just want to quickly check with my spirit guides if they've got a little bit of input, because I chat very easily with my spirit guides. I've been chatting with them for 3 decades. So I just turn on my mind and we start having a two-way conversation. And I just want to just check to see if they've got any extra input about this, because it seems and it feels so simple and basic, but the question really is quite a big question. It's like, is it a human's purpose to give to someone else, to every day, to contribute to someone? Is it our human purpose? See, that's a really big question. It's like a deep
It
question,
is.
even
It's
though we're talking about like surface daily things, or in the moment decision to smile at someone, or just a tiny little moment. So I'm
right.
just gonna check with them. You know, they're saying that their comment to me just instantly, they're coming back, is that we don't realize how deep the need is for all of us humans to connect. We don't realize how deep the need is. It is a soul level need for connection. You know, we could walk out into our garden, and we've talked about this a little bit before, where you look at a flower and you just feel the beauty of a flower. They're saying that you can go out and have a connection with the love of God energy, God source energy, just through the beauty of that flower. And there's a connection. You can even have a connection with a plant or a flower, definitely with our beautiful,
100%.
beautiful furry friends, you know, if you've got a pet at home, the connection. So connection. And then they're just saying to me right now that a human to human connection, there are souls looking at each other. These are not saying that our animals and our pets aren't souls. Of course they are. Even plants have got souls. But when but when a human looks at another human and loves another human just through a smile, the love and the giving of that love is so holy. They're telling me to say it's a holy moment. It's a, you know, you're giving of yourself. They're saying it's almost like a sacrificial moment. Not really, but it's like you're giving a little bit of your essence,
You are.
and offering it, whether they smile back or not, you know, at you or not, it doesn't matter. But you're offering it. The offer is there, and
That's right.
my spirit guides are saying, actually, in that whole arc of your life, that those moments where you're offering yourself to for something, for anyone to enjoy. They're saying that's so sacred because it's really the essence of your soul or the essence of your spirit offering itself. Here, have a little bit of this beauty, joy, love that I'm giving. So it's
It
an
is,
offer.
yes. And then
And
it's reflected back to you, and you have the joy in seeing someone else's happiness.
they're saying it's like a little package of something that you're giving. And it's up to the receiver whether they want to receive it or not. But on a soul level, I'm just saying that from the beginning of your life to the end of your life, it's those moments of giving those packages. And they're saying, look, if they on a deeply spiritual level, the soul is love. That's what the soul substance is made of. And love loves to be given. You can't hold on to it because it's an energy.
Exactly.
It's like water. If it's stuck in a pond and it's not moving, it gets a little bit stagnant. And they're saying it's actually the secret of joy of in a human body, of being human as a soul. All of us guys are human. They're saying that's the secret actually of joy. Oh my God. So this is it. A lot of people watching and listening to this are going, yeah, of course. But I really love getting this from my spirit guides. They're just saying it's the secret of joy, just like water, it needs to flow. So love needs to flow because
I
otherwise
like
it
that.
gets boring and stagnant.
Yeah, and
If you're holding it in a container and it's not going anywhere.
it's nice when it's spontaneous, and when the receiver least expects it as well. So, and it's like you say, you can't see love, but you can see it in someone's eyes. So yeah, it's I think that the question that Jenny's raised there, it goes in a lot of different areas. It goes a lot of different ways.
Like what?
Well, I think it's even with self-development, like the gurus like Tony Robbins, etc. They're giving of their knowledge, and they sort of, I think, had a calling to share that with the world. And that's because if they kept it to themselves, it's sort of, it's up to them to share it with others.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. So many ways. So many ways. Oh my gosh, that's just so amazing. And we had a second question in a very
We
similar
did.
vein to this, didn't we?
Yes, I was just looking at that. So, will the spirit tutors work with me to help others? From individuals to globally, and that's from Susan.
Will the spirit tutors, can you just repeat that? Will the spirit
Will
tutors?
Will the spirit tutors work with me to help others from individuals to globally? So that's
Mm.
interesting. Adding on to the first question,
Yeah.
so helping others with the help of spirit tutors.
Yep, exactly. So,
What
oh
do
my
you
gosh,
think?
it's just, I mean, it's just blows the whole subject open, doesn't it? Uh, just very quickly, because I've communicated really clearly with spirit guides for 30 years, over 30 years, and even before that, I wasn't so much communicating with spirit guides, but I was deep in spiritual practice and researching spirituality in a very deep way. So about 40 years worth of backlog, of learning. I just want to say that for some people, this might be a new topic where we're talking about spirit guides. But for me, for 30 years, I've been talking two-way easily with spirit guides. So it's not a big deal. So I do want to say that they're real because I've researched them for 30 years and I've been in the inner worlds, in the spirit worlds, playing with them, talking with them, learning with them, being trained by them for 30 years. So it's a long time. So I do want to say that the idea of having a spirit guide, it's very real. One day we pass over and we meet our spirit guides again on the other side. They meet us when we pass over. It's a very real thing. They are with us as we walk and talk in our life, right? They're just kind of behind the curtain, behind the veil.
Which is so nice to know that. That's really comforting to know that they are there and we can connect with them.
That's right. I totally agree with you. It's so comforting. And so anyone watching this, you can turn around inside your mind, because they're there, even though you may not know that they're there, but they are there, and ask them to help you help others. Ask them to help you give to others. Ask them to help you create external circumstances, which by the way actually happens. They can tweak external circumstances to create an experience for you because, well, they just can. They know exactly how to. So this whole topic of, hey, can a spirit guide help me expand and open up and activate my contribution to other people? Yes, they can. Absolutely. They can gently motivate you.
Right. So how could we go about connecting with them? Just speaking
in order
to
to do it.
them.
Yeah. So, quiet moments in your mind. And I like to say moments where there's nothing else distracting you from that moment, where it might be the first moment when you're waking up, nobody else is around, or nothing's distracting you. You're in your own mind, quietly alone. In a moment like that, it's a great moment to turn your attention to a spirit guide. Now, if you've not connected to a spirit guide before, that's cool. It doesn't matter. They're still there and they're listening. They are listening. Even though you think you've never connected to them, they're still listening. So you can, in a quiet moment like that, ask for help on a specific thing. So everybody watching this, if you've got a burning yearning to be a contributor to humanity in some way, if you are a healer who already, in some way, if you're a Reiki healer or some, but you want to go bigger, you want to do more, definitely send that instruction to your spirit guides. And what I'm saying here is there's a relationship here. They want your instructions. They've got the ability and the capacity to make changes in you on the inside, where you start getting a little braver or you start seeing yourself differently, or you start thinking of a new idea or a new vision for yourself. All of that they can tweak on your inside. You may not realize this, but they can. Easy peasy for them. It's not a big deal. So they can start rewiring and tweaking you on the inside so that you've got slightly new thoughts, and so that you get over a line, get over a doubt, get over a hesitation, and you start moving in some kind of a direction. So that definitely can happen. So that people don't realize that spirit guides are real, for a start, but also they, with only your permission, only with your permission, they can gently rewire the way you're thinking so that
Right.
you actually get a result that you're wanting. People don't
Right. And
realize
that's,
that.
so the more we communicate with them, Alicia, would it become more powerful with how they can help us, that
For
we do, if we
sure.
do it on a regular basis?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. It's kind of neuroplasticity. It's a little bit like that, where the more often you do something with your brain, the stronger the connection happens. So the spirit world is real. And I always say, we'll find out one day.
Yes.
And so the more often that you connect with your spirit guide and deliberately point your brain or point your attention, your mind to your spirit guide and send them an instruction, ask them a question or ask them for help for something specific. They like specifics. So the more often you do it, the more often you actually turn your attention to them, they start coming closer. They're telling me to say right now, they start coming closer, like the energy comes closer and closer to you. So what we're saying right now is it's on you. It's on your shoulders. It's like if
Yes.
you do that a lot, they start coming closer to you. You'll feel them a little bit more. You'll feel the nudges. Your intuition will expand more. But also these little miracles can happen in your life where you actually say, hey guys, I really would love this to happen, or I'd really like to be more like this, like a bit of a change in you, right? Where I'd really like to be giving more and feeling that joy of giving more as a project, right? And putting
Yes.
myself on a program of more of that. feeling, more of that action, and more of that result. So you're saying to people, to beings who can see you, who can see everything about you, who know you very, very well. People don't realize that. They know you so well. And they know that you're striving. They know that you've got goals. They know that you've got a hunger to contribute. They know that
Yes.
because they can
Yeah.
see, you know, who you are on the inside.
Yeah, well, I remember seeing a psychic many years ago, and he said to me that your angels are waiting for you to ask them for direction. And I had no idea I thought they would come to me without, I didn't know that I could ask them anything, which was, yeah, that was
Interesting, isn't
interesting
it?
to learn. Yeah, that was
People,
many years ago. And so I've sort of started the dialogue with them over the years. And yeah, I think the more we do that, the more we see signs from them, and yeah, to know they're always there.
do you know, I just want to quickly say that before I formally connected with my spirit guides and actually started asking them questions and getting their answers back, I had really strong knowings and intuitions. Like I knew things. Like I knew something was not right, and I knew that I had a strong nudge to go this way rather than that way, right? So these
Right.
strong nudges were huge in my life many times. And then one day I decided to turn my attention, for some reason, turn my attention almost like a formal thing, as though someone was there and I wanted to connect and have a conversation. That was a whole new thing to just following my nudges, right? That
Yes.
was
Yeah.
that was like, oh, I've got someone to talk to and ask questions and guide me and debrief about something, or if something confused me, I could ask a question about it and get an instant clarity about it or overview about something. So that was a
Yeah.
whole different thing that started to happen, a whole different style of stuff.
And what a great resource to have.
Absolutely, absolutely. and I want to say one quick thing that after that started happening, where I started to chat two-way, my contribution, my ability, and my focus on my soul level contribution just snapped to the guidelines straight away, like big, in a really big way.
And that's where we come into helping others. So then that was your purpose then, to
It was
be
almost
guided.
like these spirit guides went, let's get on with it. Let's get on with the real giving that your soul wants to give, like in its maximum potential. So they turn the volume right up to the ability of the soul to give after I started to communicate with them deliberately and clearly in my mind. So that giving
Yes.
went from unfocused to incredibly focused.
To
That's
really
actually
focus.
really interesting point, by the way. And I've never really clarified it quite as strongly as that before, but yeah, just in terms of you and I talking about contributing and giving, and it was after that opening of that two-way conversation capability, and me practicing that every day, getting better and better at it until I got really good at it and chatting. Wow, it was like, all right, Alicia, let's start going down that groove that you came here to do, that your soul wanted to do. So, and let's maximize it, maximize what the soul wants to give. So that's a really big point.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I guess there are certain people like yourself out there that are classed as light workers, because everyone doesn't have the ability or the connection that you do to spirit tutors. So there's specific people out
Yeah.
there doing the work for them.
Yeah. We helping, supporting, like I love doing group sessions where everybody can come in and I'm the one that's seeing what's happening in the world of spirit, and the spirit helpers are helping everyone. And everyone's hearing from me what they're doing. So I guess I'm the eyes and ears, right? Or the video camera in there. And
Yes.
and kind of letting everybody know, what's happening. So I guess you're quite right. I'm
like
creating
a channel.
I'm creating frameworks where other people can join in, where if they haven't got their own connection, they can quite quickly join in. And I do want to say that the more people come in, the more someone comes in more often, they do seem to get more and more sort of relaxed with the idea of chatting with the worlds of spirit, and their own connection starts to grow as well, because they're infused almost. They're in the bath of energy
Yes.
with us, and it starts to rewire your feeling of connection.
So everyone has the capabilities
I
to
do
connect
feel so.
with spirit
Yeah, I think
tutors.
so.
Yeah.
I think so. Everybody's got their spirit tutors. You see, a soul floating in the worlds of love and light has a lot of mentors and tutors supporting it. So every soul has got bunches of spirit teachers and beautiful light mentors of love and light supporting it, loving it. My spirit tutors are telling me to tell you guys right now. So
So good to know.
you've got support teams, and they're kind of like helping. Honestly,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
day, every day, they're there.
Yeah, just knowing they're there, and I think keep connecting with them every day leads us back to Susan's questions, that the spirit tutors will work with you to help others.
Mm-hmm. So they will. They absolutely will. It's a beautiful question, and I love it. And I'm pretty sure that everybody watching this too will be going, "Wow, thank God! Thank God I'm not alone. Thank God my spirit tutors can come in and tweak my life, tweak me, and get this happening." Where maybe there's a need for people watching this, or that there's a feeling for them that they want to really maximize their soul potential and their soul expression in this lifetime, and their giving in this lifetime. So yeah, your spirit tutors can do that, turning up the dial.
Fantastic. So good to know.
I know. Wow, Claudine. Well, I reckon that is enough for
That's a
today.
wrap.
Thank you so much. That's a wrap.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Look forward to next time.
Thank you, everybody.